short feeds. That thing gets right up in that face. Let's put that down there.
There you go. It's nice to have it clear though.
Yeah, it is nice to have it clear.
As long as everything.
All right. You want to write down real quick what we're talking about on that board? What's the overall topic? Probably be good to have. As we wait for people to get in here, you're starting that one.
I am getting in the studio right now. Gracie wants to know, is there a calendar of
Yeah, I
podcasts?
figured we'd answer that on here.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then if she's not on here, we'll also type it in later. Welcome in. Getting ready, set up for the live on everything here. Just waiting for everybody to get in, people to get in. So we'll be talking about mastering microgreens. Today, I'm gonna go do some training, teach you guys some stuff about microgreen business. And if you want to look, we also do have the live webinar that is coming up this Saturday, the 17th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is still only $5 for that. We can do that at $5 for that, so you can check that out. As we get ready to start this live, we're going to do some teaching here in just a moment. Show you this. This is it, if you want a closer look at that. So just microgreenbusinesscoaching.com, you can go there, and the webinar is right there for you. You can just click on that and get in that. There's going to be even some more in-depth training coming up here just on Saturday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be doing that. So just getting ready to get it in and start this live here in a few moments. Thought we'd jump on the shorts and the TikTok real fast and kind of just get some questions answered, maybe why we're getting the countdown timer going for the main feed on YouTube. And see if you guys got anything, see how we get this thing set up here. We'll be going here in just a moment. You can get going live. Thanks for the likes, Jenna, appreciate it. Yes, it's Microgreen Mike, Microgreens Mike. That's my new name. I'm gonna change it legally at this point. That's what everybody's calling me now, so I might as well change it. You guys like the shirt? Just got these in. Got more shirts. Don't know if I have my TikTok stop set up 100% yet over on TikTok, but it's getting there. And you'll be able to buy shirts like this. I got a really cool shirt design happening that somebody gave me. Thank you, Jenna. Appreciate that. And we will be getting that going soon. We'll have that shirt up and everything else. So yeah. The shirt is awesome, and more of these to come, more designs, our personal designs we're doing, help from people like Jenna of designing them and stuff well too. If you guys got any, thanks Jenna, appreciate it. Thanks for all the chili peppers over on TikTok, appreciate it. Any funny sayings, anything you like about microgreens, let me know. We can make a shirt with it, yeah, we'll make what you want because we're here to service you, so. All right, so I got to change my little goal over here, as I heard that's what you need to do over on TikTok from the expert over there. So get that going. Thanks for checking us out, guys. We're getting started here in just a few minutes with the teaching. We'll get things going. The teaching is going to be about mastering pricing strategies for your microgreen business. So we're going to be talking about how to price your products and the strategies that we use to price them. So it's going to be a very, very good live here. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, make sure you give me the likes, the thumbs up, comment, ask questions. We will stop and ask questions as we go along. Jess will give me any questions we got from anything else behind. If I see anything on the short feed here, if I see anything on TikTok question-wise, I definitely will have to check it out. But so yeah, these, if they're not up in the TikTok shop yet, they will be over there soon. So you'll be able to check that out very, very soon. Thanks, Jenna. Thanks for the subscribe, Arthurial. Probably saying that wrong, but thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it. Over on YouTube, following on the shorts. We definitely appreciate that. So we'll be going over cost of the production tonight. We'll be going over market research. We'll be going over pricing strategies and valuable additions that you can add into your business as well. So it's just not microgreens. You can do a lot of different things within your microgreen business and stuff like that. So we'll be going over a highlight of that stuff too and everything else. But also make sure you check out our webinar that's coming up Saturday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is $5 to get in on that. Very, very cheap price. A cup of coffee. It's the price of a cup of coffee. Get in and get some really good teaching in a webinar setting where we're in there and just teaching you guys. Right now we have about 10 to 15 people signed up, so very small.
2 minutes.
Very small group in there so far, so you're going to be able to ask a lot of questions and get some in-depth training. So make sure you check that out. In about 90 seconds, we'll be going live and start the teaching. So just go live on the short stuff ahead of time and get you guys some behind the scenes and we get set up, talk to you a little bit, and get going. The webinar will have a replay. You will automatically get that webinar replay. So if you pay the $5, if you can't be there, you'll have the replay. If you can't be there, great. You get to ask questions, you get to interact and do all that stuff. But if you can't be there, or if you want to watch it later and replay it later, it'll be available for you. We do our webinars through StreamYard, and they automatically will send you that link. You'll be able to log back in, whatever, and go back to that webinar whenever you want. So it'll be there for you, yes. Hey, Scott. I just got off of Scott's Live. Thanks for the roses, Scott. Appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. My parents are flying in around that time, but I know he'd love it too. Good. Yeah. Have him jump on with you. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Again, thanks for the roses, Scott. Appreciate it. All right. 16 people over watching on YouTube. Thanks, guys, on the shorts.
30 seconds.
We're going live here in 30 seconds. We'll get started with the live teaching. This is my first little whiteboard that we're doing. So this is the first thing we're doing, cost of production here. So we'll have that one going first, talking. Thank you, Scott, for having me reach that goal. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. All right, welcome everybody to tonight's teaching live session that we're doing. We'll get going here. We're going to be talking about mastering pricing strategies. We'll be going over cost of production, which I got in my hand right now, market research, pricing strategies, and value additions. Remember the 4 topics we'll be covering today. So we'll get into it and start with that. So cost of production, things you got to think about. So the cost you're going to have in production is this not growing your microgreens. It's this not the cost of the seeds and the soil and all that stuff. You got costs like power. You need lights. You need water. You need stuff. You need to be able to get all that stuff there. So you got that cost. Packaging and label. That's probably one of your biggest expenses is your packaging and label. We do 12 to 1,500 packages a week. So all them packages cost and add up and everything else like that. So you're going to have that cost of your packaging, your label. Package is going to cost you, 40 cents, 50 cents a package. Your label is going to cost you 10 to 20 to 30 cents, depending on how you're getting them, where you're getting them from. So you're going to have that cost as well. So, you're 80 cents to $1 maybe in on packaging and label. So it's an expense. You can't sell these things a pack for $2.50 if you're putting 1 ounce in there and you got $1 cost into it. You're not going to make any money. Your soil. This can be expensive depending on where you're getting your soil. On how you're getting it. If you're getting it from a distributor, you're getting it locally and paying the higher prices. Soil can mean a lot of difference in your yield of product as well. So if your product yield is not good and you're spending money on soil, it's going to cost you more. If you are spending less on your soil and getting great yield, that's a great benefit. And we do that right now as the lights are coming on behind me from the microgreens. So that says real world, lights come on. They got to come on, right? The microgreens got to have lights. So your soil can be a big cost. And if you're getting cheap soil and it doesn't give you a great yield, that's just costing you. So you want to have good soil that's going to give you good yields. So definitely want to do that. Your seeds. This is actually probably your cheapest cost of your products is your seeds. It seems expensive because you spend a lot. If you get 25 pounds, you get a lot of stuff in there and everything else. You're getting big bags. You're getting it costing $200, $300, $400. But the seeds last you a while. Don't put much in there really in reality of what you can get yield-wise and profit-wise. So Probably one of your lowest costs, but it is a cost, and you need to know about it. Water, obviously, is a cost. You got to pay for water, unless you got well water or something like that, and you're filtering it. Then you got to have stuff on it, filtering it, chlorine it, all that stuff you got to do and everything else. If you just use city water, you still have to pay for the water, unfortunately, but we do. And then labor. So not only your labor, you want to count your labor in there as well, so you're making money. So if you ever turn it over and do anything else, you know what the labor cost is going to be. So you definitely want to make sure you're figuring your labor costs out from the beginning, so you know what your labor is going to be. Put that in. We have a sheet that we have that. So if you want that free sheet on how to cost your microgreens out and what the cost of it is, just send me an email, mike@microgreenbusinesscoaching.com, and just put free cost sheet in the subject line, and I will send that out to you. I'll get that out to you. So that's like the production cost. So the cost of production. This is the things you're going to have. This is your graph, your bar. This is your pie. Let's call it a pie. This is your pie of everything you need for cost of production. Anybody got any questions on cost of production? Good so far. All right. If you do have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments, and I will get back to it. Yes, lighting is important, Jenna. Microgreens like light. All right. So, subject 2.
Did you flip the words?
Yep. I know about YouTube, but I did on TikTok, so I think YouTube automatically does it. So,
Sorry.
Producers in the background. So, them producers. All right. So, if you guys got any questions or anything else, go there. Make sure you check out our webinar. You can just go to microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. You can check that out. It's $5. It's a cup of coffee. It's an energy drink cost. Whatever you drink, a bottle of water is $5 now. Very, very cheap to get into that webinar, and you will have the copy of it to go back and look at and everything else and do. So, going to give out some great, great information. So make sure you check that out. It's great. You have to make sure it's worth it. Yes, you have to make sure it's worth it. You got to know your cost. All right. So market research. So when you're getting into the business, you want to make sure you do your market research before you just whimly, hey, I'm going to grow microgreens. Your market doesn't like them. You can't sell them anywhere. You probably can sell them anywhere, but you still want to go out and do your market research. So talking about market research. So this is your target market. Here is your target markets. So these are everywhere you can target your markets. This is where you go target to sell and everything else. So know your target markets. So do you want to do home deliveries? These can be very good in the beginning. Home deliveries can be excellent in the beginning. They're easy to deal with in the beginning. It's easy to get them. Now they're a pain to keep doing and everything else. And you have to deal with vacations. You have to deal with people. Hey, I'm not going to be home that time. They're not going to leave a cooler out. Many, many things, challenges with home deliveries, but they are great. We still do home deliveries. We don't promote them anymore. But we keep the people we currently have and everything else. And we've had them for 2+ years. Once you get them, usually if they're happy, they get past the 6-month point, they're going to be with you for probably ever, as long as you're doing it. So they can be great, and they're great to start with. It's a great way to get your foot wet and find out if you do it, because if you mess something up, they're going to be more forgiving than most other things. So definitely that. And in the farmer's market, same kind of thing. This is a great testing ground. Farmer's markets are great testing grounds for your products. Will they sell? Do people in that area like them? You can test new products out. Do they like them? And it makes it an easy way for you to do that and test them without having to make a whole bunch and then nobody wants them. So you can grow a little bit, get a 1-pound package, find out if people want that product, they want that seed, they want that microgreen, whichever one it is, and then you can know that it's great. Microgreens are selling them. Boom, you're selling them at the market, they're coming back, they're ordering it again. That's market research. Farmers markets are great market research. This is probably the best market research you can get because you're in front of the people talking to them. You're coming back, you're seeing them again. Hey, how'd you like that? Hey, would you like to try something different? Or do you want to keep doing the same thing? Great market research is farmers markets. Ideally for that. So CSAs, so you can start a CSA. Typically, probably with microgreens, you're probably going to want to get in with somebody else's CSA that they already got going, and you can add value to that CSA, and then they're buying the product from you, and you're just delivering it to that person, and then they're distributing it out to their customers. That's the way I would recommend doing a CSA as a microgreen grower, because you don't have lettuce and tomatoes and all the other stuff to add into that. It's hard to have just a CSA as microgreens. You can maybe do it, but it is more challenging. So online farmers markets, great place as well. They were great, 3 years ago. when nobody was going anywhere, the online farmer markets were great. So that's definitely something you can still do. They still have them. They're still out there. You can your website out there as well, selling your microgreens, everything else. So you can still do that. My favorite, it's coming up, is grocery stores. We deliver to a ton of grocery stores. It's probably 85% of our business is to grocery stores. So I highly recommend grocery stores. If you can do grocery stores, definitely recommend grocery stores. Now, there's some challenges that come with grocery stores. You've got to know how to put a label on. You got to know how to do barcodes. You got to know what you legally need to put on them for everything else. There's a lot of that details, which we go over in our course and on our lives that we do in our course every week. We're in there all the time on that. We're answering questions in the community. The community is awesome. You can check that out as well at microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. You can check us out there as well. So, and then restaurants. These ones I kind of like to the end. I don't recommend them in the beginning if you're growing, just because they are challenging. They want to grow more difficult products. You're going to have to grow beets and cilantros, stuff like that that are going to take more time to grow and more time to figure out how to grow. Unless you get into a course with somebody helping you out, they're going to be more challenging. That's the only reason why I recommend them later down the line, because that's going to be your biggest challenge as restaurants, just the growth of the products. We still have from time to time products that fell with cilantro and stuff. You know, beets sometimes randomly same lot, same number. They just don't want to grow. So you've got to know that and know that you may need to grow a little bit more or whatever else. So there's some tips and tricks that go along with that. You know, so you've got to get dialed in on that and know what you're doing with that. And then wholesale. So this is like, we're talking distributors. So this is the reason why it's very last, because distributors are a whole different ball game. They require a lot more. They're going to require a lot more volume, which is great. But if you're just starting out, you may not be able to handle that volume, and you don't want to fail, because if you fail once on a distributor, you're done. They're probably never going to use you. You may be able to get back into them, but it's going to be very difficult. So you want to make sure you're dialed in and you know what you're doing before you get into distributors and doing wholesaling stuff, because that's big volumes, and they're not going to be messing with, because stores have probably already ordered the product that they're delivering to their customer, so they expect you to be able to deliver so they can deliver their products so they don't disappoint their customers. They don't want to lose their customers. So it's a whole chain that you got to keep people happy. So definitely something that you want to look at down the road. You don't want to start with distributors for sure, but definitely down the road. So customer preferences, so you know what the customers wants. You need to know that. That's what farmers markets are going to help you out doing that. Competitor analysis. You also need to know what your competitors are doing in your area. What are they doing? What are they growing?
There's two different.
Oh, yes, competitor analysis, you know, in that is price and also offering. What are they offering? What's their pricing? Can you compete with their pricing? Are you going to grow better quality products? If they're selling something for $1 an ounce, you don't want to compete for that. You want to beat them on quality. We have people here that sell cheaper than what we do. We just beat them on quality. And people buy our stuff over theirs because of the quality once they find out about it. So quality is definitely something you want to have. So your offerings and your prices are big. But you don't want to undercut yourself so you're losing money. That'd be the worst. So be careful with that. Trends. So trends pop up all the time. What's popular today may not be popular tomorrow. So you got to keep up with what the trends are within the microgreen world and what people are eating. So definitely need to make sure you're doing that. Market opportunities. What's missing in your market? What was missing in our market were blends, combined layered products / mixes. Was missing in our market, so that's what we went with, and that's what it was a big draw for us. We had something different than anybody else growing, just a broccoli, just a radish, just something. We made mixes and special things that were only ours and only our names on them that we came up with, and everything else. That was a big selling point for us. So that was what missing, and that's what we did for that. So any questions on market research? There's that if you want a screenshot of it. Go over there. Okay. A drive further for quality is because it's worth it. Yes. Quality is worth it. You definitely want to have quality products and make sure that your customers are getting quality products for sure. All right. Anything?
No.
Nothing? No? Good?
You're just listening and
All right.
soaking it in.
Okay. All right. If you guys got any questions, let me know. We'll keep diving in and going. We'll do definitely a deep dive Q&A at the end. But you can stop me if you got any questions going along the way and everything else. So, all right. So let's get into pricing strategies. So this is going to be big. What your pricing strategies are going to be what's going to make or break you, really. You want to make sure you're pricing properly to make enough money, but not overdoing it so people don't want to buy your product. So pricing strategy is key. So cost plus. So markup and production costs. So that's going to equal your markup plus production costs. So in that cost sheet that we was talking about earlier, that's going to tell you what your costs are. How much does it cost you to grow per ounce of a microgreen, whatever it is. So you know what you need to charge per ounce or per package or whatever you want to do. So that way you know. You can put the price in, it's going to tell you how much you're making per that package. So you put $5 in, it takes $1.50 to make that. You know you can make $3.50 per package. And that's after labor, lights, everything in there. So highly recommend getting that sheet. It's free. So best price you can get. And it took us a lot of effort to make that sheet and make it right for you. Now it is in ounces. So if you do grams and stuff, you'll have to do some conversions on your own. But the baseline's there and you can make them conversions. But thanks for the subscribe, Cindy. Appreciate it. All right, competitive. Are you in line with your competitors? That doesn't mean that if they're, like I said, charging $1 an ounce for a product, that doesn't mean you have to charge $1 an ounce for a product. You've got to have the quality. If they're charging $1 an ounce for a product, probably they're going to be out of business soon. So it doesn't matter what they're charging. Are they growing really bad products? And they're going to be out of business because of that. So do not try to compete on price that's really low. Now, you don't want to be $8 for a pack and somebody's $6 or $5. That's a little bit, you're probably too high. So you want to get more competitive and be more in line like $5, $50, $6 and somebody's charging $5 or it's $5. But you can make the determinations. It just depends on how you want to do. Value base, perceived value. So there's a lot of ways to do this and make perceived values without lying to the customer. Obviously, you don't want to lie to the customers, but there's ways of doing this without doing that. So bigger packaging, labels, color, so many things you can do for perceived value. And you can be the perceived value too. So you're at the farmer's market, you're talking to them and they know you and you're like, hey, Joe, how are you doing today? As they're walking by, or hey, how's your kids? I knew you were going to a soccer game last Saturday after the market. How did that go? That's also value to the customer. You're providing value to them. That's not just a product that's a value. You're providing value with them that they know you know them. You know what's going on. So you can keep that stuff in memory and everything else. It comes back from restaurant days. You always talk to the customers like they're family. Made them keep coming back. So we do the same thing at the farmers markets with our customers. We know what they are. We know what to get. You're like, oh, hey, you coming for your broccoli and your micro mix today? Oh, no, I'm going to get a broccoli and a beet today. And they know you remember them and they like that. So that's a value base as well on that, just not the product. So branding, market position, and optimal profits. That is the key to your pricing strategy. Branding, you have to have a great brand. Our branding, everybody knows it. They know the logo. They know it. They know who we are. Heck, half the time we get called itty bitty, not our names. A lot when they come in. It's better than some other words they could call me, so I'll take itty bitty. So, and they know who we are. They know by that. They know what product we are. Produce managers sometimes call us itty bitty when you come in and stuff. So it's just, hey, that's branding though. They know us. They know that name. They know the product, and we keep it consistent across all platforms. So you want to keep it consistency all over all platforms. So, and so that's going to lead you to your optimal profitability as well, which is why we're in business, is to be profitable. You're not here to work for free. You don't go to work for free. You want to go into a building and go to somebody's work and work for free or barely making it. So you want to make sure you're making good value and making some good money. All right. Any questions?
Jacqueline says hi, itty bitty.
Hi, John Claus. How are you tonight? We're going to be releasing that to everybody soon for a GAP certification class that we got coming up. John Claus, I think, got in on. So definitely want to check that out. You can get yourself GAP certified anywhere in the U.S. with this class. It goes anywhere, and then you can get your whatever local people that come in and certify you, and then you're good to go. And then you can start getting distributors and stuff like that also. Yep, and Microgreens Mike is a brand as well. So on some of my other social platforms like TikTok, it's another thing. It's Microgreens Mike is a brand as well. Yeah, as people call me that all the time. So I'll take that as well. All right, I'm gonna grab a quick drink.
Oh, mad skills. Doesn't even need to put the thing down.
All right. Sorry about that. You start talking a lot and you need a drink, right? Live TV. So let's talk about value additions. So unique and special. You want to be unique and special, and it's some things you can offer. So we'll get into what we do. So certifications, if you got any certifications. If you're food safety certified, if you're GAP, if you're organic, if you're going down that road. Food management safety thing that they're doing now for farms and stuff. Make sure you get that certification. So there's a lot of certifications you can get, and you can put on the package. You can be GAP certified. You can be non-GMO certified. You know, there's a lot of things you can do.
Illinois products or whatever state might have a
Yep,
program.
we do Illinois products on our product. Our ag department does Illinois products. So we do that. So that helps out a lot too when people see that it's an Illinois product and you got that. It's free to get, at least here. The ag department just gave it to us just because they know us and we're involved in stuff with them. So it's not something they push right now, but it was then. So it was nice to get that on there. So that their certifications can be big that you can put on your label. Packaging. So you want to have great packaging, good quality packaging. You may want to have tamper resistant. We use tamper resistance packaging, good quality packaging. You want to have that. That's part of your brand. If you have cheap packaging, they're going to think your product is cheap, and then you're not going to buy. So you want to make sure you have that. All right. Mixes and custom blends, like I just talked about. We have seven different mixes / blends that we do that sets us apart. We're probably going to come up with another. We haven't come up with a new one in a while, so I'm going to come up with another one. Probably have some radishes in it and stuff. Something like that, a little spicier blend, which we don't really have much of that. So going to add that in too, and we're going to test that this year at the farmer's market and see how well it goes. If it goes well and it starts off good and people come back and buy it, we'll probably get it into stores. So definitely can do that. All right, specialty crops. So within Microgreens, you can do specialty crops like cantaloupe can be a specialty crop. Hey, thanks for the little heart thing. Appreciate it. So you can get, specialty crops like Microgreens, cilantro, beets, cantaloupe. It's a lot of specialty products. They're just not the normal run-of-the-mill products within the Microgreens. So you can definitely do some of that stuff and get into specialty crops and everything else. So the rare Microgreens, like, cantaloupe is a very rare one. I got seeds, but they were bad, and the person took care of it and made them good, made us good on it, gave us credit for them. So I haven't even got a chance to really grow cantaloupe, which I definitely want to grow some cantaloupe. Just seeds are hard to come by now, but that's a rare crop. Obviously, you can't get seeds, so it's rare. So you can get in there and get some rare crops and stuff and everything else. Business collabs. The best ones on that is going to be chefs. So if you can get them to promote your product when they take pictures and they say, hey, I got this from Itty Bitty Micro Farm, we get the whole thing and they tag you in the post. When they do that, that's huge. People are going to see that. They're going to see that color. They're going to see everything you're doing there. That's going to be huge. You definitely want to look at that and try to get your chefs to post that. Or you comment on their posts when they post something about Microgreens or their picture or anything. You just comment as your business on there. Boom. People are going to check you out then. So you definitely want to do that. And any other collaborations, maybe you can work with a CSA. Maybe you can work with somebody who's a mushroom farmer. Mushrooms and microgreens kind of go together. You don't have mushrooms and have microgreens. Maybe you can work together and promote each other. So there's many ways you can do business collabs and do stuff. There's tons of ways. And what makes you different from everybody else? You generally are going to make yourself different just by being you. So always be you. Be real. Don't lie to people. Don't be fancy. This is why we do lives versus doing production videos and edited, and every word is perfect. This is live. This is me. This is what we are. You get to see us. So I love live video. You get to see the real person and not the fake person that's been edited and made to look perfect. So what makes you different in the world of the microgreen business? What's going to make you stand out? Your branding, your pricing, your collabs with people, your uniqueness is going to make you stand out. So definitely check that out. So, all right, any questions on that or anything, as that is everything mastering pricing strategies as a big overview. Now we go deep and dive in this in our course and in our coaching and in our lives and everything else we do in our main course and everything else. And you can always check out our main course. You can always check out everything we do at microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. Microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. You can check that out as we do that. Here's a up-close version there. So you can check that out, microgreenbusinesscoaching.com. That's everything that we do. You can check that out. We got the live webinar coming up. But you can check out all our courses and everything else we got there. I'm going to have some free training on there coming soon. So be looking for that. There's going to be some free training coming on there that will have our price sheets and all that stuff will be on there as well on that website. So you can just go on there and look that up and you'll be able to get that stuff very easy. So, all right. We do have some stuff over here on the short feed. John Claus Van Dam, are you still adding new home subscribers or just maintaining the ones you have? Right now, we're just maintaining the ones we have just because the grocery stores are so good and we're trying to get into a distributor right now. We don't want to take on any more just because they do take more time. You're delivering, $20, $30 a product one time versus $300 to $500 going to the grocery stores or thousands going to distributors. So this is where we're at, but I love home deliveries. They were great at the beginning. They really kept us afloat. So also, how did you register as a farm in your state? We are technically not even registered as a farm yet in our state. We're working with NRCS, and I think they're nationwide. NRCS.
It's under the USDA.
It's under the USDA. There's a link in the YouTube for you over there, so you can check that out. There you go. Jess has already posted a link for you. But we're working on that and getting our registered number. Anybody can register. You can have almost no land or no area to grow, basically zero, and you can get registered yourself as a farm. So definitely want to check that out. I love going to Greener Harvest. Yep, go bagel for sure. All right, and the link is in there. Jess has posted that. Thank you, Jessica. Jenna, yeah, nothing's worse than simple slimy microgreens to bag packaging. Yeah, a lot of that, usually the slimy microgreens are because they overwatered before they harvested and they harvested wet and they put the product in there and then it just gets slimy, or they left sunflower seeds, hulls in there. Stuff like that is going to make it slimy usually. Yeah, you don't want slimy products. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, any other questions?
I don't think we have questions. We're just all soaking up the goodness and
All soaking up the goodness and stuff. So what else? Give me something to talk about. Somebody, let's. I was planning on being in here for an hour, but if you guys don't have anything you want me to talk about or do, we can always end early. But I definitely wanted to be on here and be here as service to you and help you out. So, whatever questions you have, Jenna, what do you do if a tray goes bad? Well, if it starts going bad, there's some things you can do to save it. So if it starts having some issues in it, you can dig that section out and put some better soil in there, some clean soil and everything else, and that usually is going to stop it. But if it's a totally bad tray, you do not want to serve it if it's got bad stuff in it, if it's in the product and everything else that's in the stuff. You just throw that out and get rid of it, typically in the trash. If it's still safe for the chickens to eat, we'll give it to the chickens. Or we'll eat personally and just cut a little bit off of what we need and everything else. But yeah, dig that out, try to save it. If it's just a certain area that's going bad, that's molding or something like that, typically you can save that, but you got to get all the soil out so that way you can save that product. But if it's a bad crop, yeah, you just throw it away. Dolores, do you have a class on getting your website set up and online presence? We have a whole marketing section that we're doing inside of our course on how to do all of that. So you can get in our course if you want, and you want to deep dive into that marketing. We're probably going to be doing a lot of that live with you kind of setup. That training is going to be live with you. That's going to be part of an extra benefit for you to be part of our course. So if you want to get in our course, best suggestion is get in our webinar. And that's coming up on Saturday. It's $5 to get in our webinar, and we're going to have a special offer on that webinar for our course. That's only going to be offered on our webinar. So you want to get in on that webinar so you can get that price of that course. A very, very, very good price. So get in that. Cup of coffee, an energy drink, a bottle of water cost. $5 is nothing. Get in there, and then we're going to have that special offer so you can get that course, and we're going to be doing a live how to set up your marketing thing, go through that with you. So that it will be coming up very, very shortly. So definitely check that out. Any other questions?
Question from Christina. She says, I had to get an EIN for tax reasons with the restaurants. Should I get an LLC next?
This is not legal advice by any means or anything like that, disclaimer. But if you are starting a business and you're going for business and everything else, I recommend getting yourself protected with the LLC at minimum. Depending on how you want to set up and do all your structure and everything else, we definitely can go this more in the course. And I know, Christina, you're in there. So recommend doing an S corporation really to protect yourself and to pay the government the least amount of money possible. Again, not tax advice or anything like this, but definitely recommend an S corp if you set it up right. But get with somebody and have them set it up. We can go over the basics with you in the course in more detail, but definitely can check that out. I recommend S corp for you for sure. All right. That's amazing because building with you means I can get all my questions answered. Yep. As we build with you and we go through that live, if you got questions about what we're doing, boom, answer them there and we'll set it up and help you out. We can even, while we're doing it live, say we're setting up something in business for marketing on Facebook. Let's just use that. It could be anything. Whatever we're doing at that time. If you want to do that, we can just set yours up during that training. You can share your screen, we can get in there and we can just guide you through how to do stuff and everything else. So yes, you can get all your questions answered. How do you tell if the growth fibers are mowed? You should be, if it's mowed, it's like spreading, it's webby. Root hairs are good, and the difference between root hairs, you can see that they're like hairs and like they're searching for water or something. Mowed is it's kind of they're attached to the root and they're like going down and searching for water and like figuring out, I would say, right? Mowed is kind of like a cotton and it's all in one area. It's all going to be like basically a cotton ball, a little tiny cotton ball, something like that is going to be your mowed. A lot of people get that confused, root hairs versus mowed. So that's a good question, Jenna.
I do have some questions over
okay.
on the YouTube side.
Awesome.
So you answered through the other class on the website and stuff. Tim says, it's my understanding that you don't have to have land to register as a farm. It's based on production numbers, which are low.
Yes.
And I just put the USC definition and PA definition in
Yep.
there, which is any place that produced and sold or normally would have produced and sold. So you don't even have to sell anything yet. At least $1,000 of agricultural products in a year.
Yep.
That's a very low
number. Very low standard is $1,000 to be able to register as a farm, for sure. Basically, zero land, you just got to be producing some food. Yep.
Yes. Dolores asked, how can I register for the webinar? I did just put the link in there. You can go to microgreensbusinesscoaching.com or you can go directly to the webinar registration at microgreenswebinar.com.
Yes, that is our new site, microgreenwebinar.com. You can go there and go straight to the webinar. So,
Catherine asked, how long is the webinar? It should be about an hour.
It's going to be an hour-ish. It's going to be at least an hour, most likely. Probably longer than that as we get into Q&A and stuff. I have it set to do an hour and a half. But if the discussion's good and people are going, we definitely will stay there and answer questions within a reasonable amount of time. Probably can't do 4 hours or 3 hours or something, but an hour and a half to 2 hours we probably will be doing. So I'm going to be there to service you. So if you guys got questions, you got things you want to answer, we will be there to service you. Jenna, do you sell kits to people? We don't. We thought about that. It's just the time to do that and everything else. We can direct them. We direct them to True Leaf to get the kits. We set them up with that because they have kits like that. on TrueLeaf if they're trying to grow for personal use and stuff like that. Obviously, we got affiliate links, so you can just send them there and get them there. Catching a flight at 4:30. Okay, yep. So yeah, you should be fine. And again, if you get in that webinar, anything, if we go over that you can't be in there, it's going to be recorded and you're going to have the access to it. If you get in and pay for it, you're going to have the access to it. So you can go back and watch it if you got to leave early.
Kim says, absolutely love, love, love seeing all this growth unfold. Thank you,
Thank you, Kim.
And John Claus, you guys are killing it. Excellent instructors. Thanks, John.
What will we be going over in the webinar? So the webinar is going to be Harvesting Success, a Microgreen Business Boot Camp. And it will be going over as soon as I get my notes up. Again, this is live, so I need notes so I don't lie to you and tell you the wrong things. So I don't have my board out here. You guys like the little boards, by the way? This way you can read them because my writing's terrible. So, but whatever.
Jessica can write them ahead of time.
So Jessica can write these ahead of time for me.
So
she's awesome like that.
Just say it. So these discussion points on the webinar are growing techniques for higher yield and quality, optimizing your space and your resources, and then some simple ways to automate and streamline your processes for maximum efficiency.
Did you hear that, Jenna? Let me know. If not, I'll hand her the mic and she can re-say it again. But yeah, check that out. Love the boards. Oz writes like sevens like me. That's awesome. Yep, and she heard you. Awesome. Yeah, the sevens. Yeah, with the line. Yeah. I definitely didn't write this. So
Kim says she's digging the whiteboards.
All right,
Yeah.
Cool. Trying to bring a different view to you guys, teach you guys microgreens in a different way than they've ever been taught. A little bit more interactive, a little bit more like this and everything else. We are planning on doing these lives like almost daily. We still have to harvest on Monday and it's a long day. So that day probably we won't be going live. We may go live while we harvest and we can talk to you. We do that. But these kind of trainings we're planning on doing at least 6 days a week. Probably 8 p.m. Central Standard Time right now is what the target is for this. I hear this is when everybody's going to be home that's going to be starting this business and everything else. Going to be sitting on your couch. Instead of watching the TV, maybe you can watch us. So, personal whiteboard junkie, yes. Yeah, there's like over. Is it
20 or 30?
I thought it was a 30 pack.
It might be a 30 pack.
So we got like 30 pack of these that we do. They come in very handy. We were going to use them for a different purpose, but they're great for this. So, yeah, smart thinking, yeah. Definitely. All right. Anything else? I don't know how many people we got on, but we got 4 over on YouTube Shorts. We got 2 over on TikTok. And if you guys, other people that are on here that are not, if you're on TikTok, you can go over to TikTok and follow me at Microgreens Mike. I am Microgreens Mike over on TikTok. You can go over and check me out. I'd appreciate that. Trying to get our subs up over there and everything else. So if you're on TikTok, head over there and check me out, please.
Sun-Dried Arizona wants to know cilantro weights for packaging.
For individuals going to like home delivery or farmer's market, we do 1 ounce. 1 ounce packages. And we charge $5 for them. I also use on my fridge mirrors as whiteboards, have notes everywhere.
Yes.
They're great for that. Also for that, I have these set on my desk on the side and I use these to write notes on and stuff like that. So I don't have to waste paper. And then once I get done and my thoughts are down, then I'll type them into the computer and everything else so everybody else can read them as well. You're welcome, John Claus. Thank you. Thank you for being a member and a loyal person watching us all the time. I appreciate that. Catherine, I have sticky notes everywhere. Love the whiteboards, Mike and Jess. Yes, they're awesome.
Covering sticky notes addicts.
And these whiteboards are cool. They're double-sided whiteboards. But be careful when you flip them over, you'll erase them. So, do you like the color lights or the white ones? We do the whites are the pinkish. So you don't want to do pink because you wouldn't want to be in the room. If they're all pink, if all these, I don't know how many lights at this point, but a ton of lights, and if you had them all pink, we couldn't be in the room without sunglasses on. But the pinkish ones don't hurt your eyes, are the white ones. You don't really need any pinkish. White ones work just fine. LEDs, Brinos, T8s or T5s is the ones I recommend.
Was that a question over on TikTok?
Yes, there's a question over on TikTok. Sorry, from Jenna. My number one TikTok supporter. We appreciate Jenna. And Scott. Scott as well. And if you guys are over on TikTok, I'm going to be a special guest over on Scott's channel. And it's Scott Monetized Life.
Monetized Life.
Life is over on TikTok. So you can check that out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to be on with them guys. So, and chit-chatting with them about what we do and everything. So check that out. And there's the shirt again. We'll have this in the TikTok shop soon. So check that out. As soon as we get that going, it's almost done. So we're getting there. Jenna, I have whiteboards in my living room for notes. I thought I'd take pictures at night before racing. There you go. That's a good way to do it.
I have pictures of whiteboards that we've written out.
Yes, we have pictures of them as well.
Yep. Christina says the whiteboards are good. Tracy says the boards are great.
Awesome.
Everybody loves
Oh,
them.
James over here on the shorts. No jock. I just bought 4 4x8 whiteboards today.
Awesome.
Nice. They're very helpful, man. Whiteboards are, man, the way to go. Way to go, for sure. Love whiteboards. Obviously, we got a ton of them. We got this one. We got 30 pack. I have another smaller one that's at the house still that I probably need to bring here and use it instead of the big boy back here because I can use this on my wall in my office. Would be very beneficial. So we would definitely get that going at some point. But any other questions?
I'm not seeing any more questions.
All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow night, which is Friday night. Tomorrow's Friday night. We'll probably be a little later than 8 o'clock just because I'm going to be on another TikTok with Scott and Ashby. I'll be over there with them guys. So I'll be a little bit later than 8 o'clock. We're going to say 8:10 that we'll be going live tomorrow. We'll be doing some more training, so make sure you come back, check us out. If you're in our community and in our course, we put all of our lives that we're going in that calendar. So you can just click on that in the calendar, and boom, you'll have us live over there. You don't even have to go search for us. It'll just be right there. You can check all that out in our calendar if you're in our course, so definitely check that out. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8:10 p.m.-ish, that area. So look forward to seeing you guys again and getting you some more training and answering any more of the questions you got. If you've got any questions that come up between today and tomorrow, come back. We'll be here. We'll be here to help you. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.